hidden paper clips with tea bags and some just the bits. Hey guys, it's Dawn with For Grace Creations. And today you're going to, number one, need to drink tea. And then, number two, let your tea bag dry. How do I do that? Well, after I make my tea, I just set it down on a paper towel. Actually, first I squish out all the liquid. And I set it on a paper towel and I leave it overnight usually. Everything is completely dry the next day. Well, then what? Aha. Well, let's remove our just the bits pretty guy there. Here's what's next. The next thing I do is I always chop off this part. And I set it aside because we have the option of using this later. So we'll just set that aside. And then I just come down here and I do throw that away. And then what I do is I come to the back. Now, if you notice, my tea bag is actually put together with a mini paper clip. No stapled on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this top here. And then I'm going to pull the sides. If yours does not have a, oh gosh, staple, it's a lot easier. But we're just going to open it up as carefully as we can. There we go. And then open it like this, and that's what we have. And then we're just going to kind of wiggle the end so that it's open here. And we're going to pour out the tea leaves. Now, you could throw the tea leaves away or in the garbage, or you could save them and sprinkle them out in your garden. I tend to do that. And then sometimes people save these in like a glass jar and you can add them to other projects. But for now, I'm just going to dump this in the trash next to me. And so then we've got this. All right. You're going to take this tea bag here. Oh, you want to know what we're making? You want to see? Okay. Well, this is just a little, that's a piece of scrap paper that I put in there to show you. It's a paper clip. This is just a sample, a prototype that I did. There we go. And if you notice, I also integrated my How Do You Do art, contrasting colors. Let me, really quick, I know, side note, Dawn, hello. Let me grab this color wheel. So with our contrasting colors for How Do You Do art, what I did was I looked at this green stamp that I really liked, and I looked, the contrasting color is this red. So that is why we have green and red here. And then I did decorate the other side. Oops, and it goes with this. Just, I don't know, black, white, brown. Little bit of contrast there. So that's our prototype. That's my little plug for... Oh, and where did I get this? Honestly, I just typed in my Google search bar color wheel. I took a screenshot and I printed it. So that's what that is. So what do we do next? This here, we are going to go ahead and try and fold it back up into a tea bag shape. You kind of have to look. Oh, there we go. It folded right there. I can tell it folded down right there. No, that's wonky, Dawn. Sometimes when you open it and it has had this staple thing, it ends up kind of wonky. Okay, so there. I'm just doing one side. So I've got that folded back, okay? Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a template, a tea bag template. How am I going to do that? I'm simply going to grab a piece of scrap paper, and I'm going to put this in here in the middle, like that, and fold it up, okay? And hold it there, and then you can trace or just cut if you feel comfortable doing that. Just trace the tea bag shape or try as best as you can. Oh, you could grab a ruler and, oh my, it's not staying. Okay. Stay. You could grab a ruler and set, well, for Pete's sake, let's get the ruler ready. Hold that down and grab your ruler and put it right there and go like that, right? So then we're going to come here and just cut right where we drew our lines. There we go. And get those little scraps out of the way. Okay, and then we're gonna put this back here like that. Fold it up. Oops, fold it up. And there we go. Now, you might have to cut it down here if you started with a bigger scrap. But I think this one works because that, that'll fold over. So now we have a tea bag template, okay? And that's what you need. So I'm going to set that aside. So that is our first thing. And then, let's see, we need to do 2 paper templates. I happen to have these. Okay, so what we do is we open the tea bag up and carefully open it in the middle. See there? We get to this staple and it's a little ornery. So I just have to rip it, and that's okay. Now, I got a little tea in there I need to dump in the garbage. It didn't quite come out. Let's move these out of our way. And here's what we do. Just take a, you can use scrapbook paper. You can use book page. You can use plain white paper, whatever scrap you've got. And you're going to just want to cut it so that it fits perfectly in there. Mine happens to measure, let's measure it. It is, just about 1.5 inches wide. So let's write that on here. 1.5 inches this way. And then how long is it? Ooh, it is, boy, that's 5.5. That's 5 3/4. Boy, let's call it 5.5. And then what we'll do is, okay, we're gonna try that. So I'm gonna grab this scrap here, and then I'm gonna get my little cutter right here. We'll zoom you out a little so you can see. And let's see, you think that'll be 5.5? Let's just check. Okay, so we're gonna come out. That is not a straight line there. Shoot. Well, Jiminy Cricket, and I can't. Okay, so your scrap paper might need to be straightened out. Who knows? Let's see. Can we get this one to be 5.5? Turn it around this way. This way, Dawn. This way. Figure it out. Okay, so this line down here is straight. So, I'm sorry about the shadow. We're going to, let's see, pull it out. Oh, no. How do I'm all wonky. 5.5. So, I actually want to go this way. Okay, so here's the 5. There's the 5.5. And we'll cut it there. Okay. And then 1.5. So we want to turn it. And we want to go 1.5. Come on, make sure it's straight. There we go. Now let's see if this fits in here. And then if we did like that, it does. Yay! So there we have one that fits. Let's do one more, maybe out of book page. Or actually, maybe we need something a little sturdier, don't we? I think so. So what do I have in my scraps? Oh, gosh, you know what? Why am I searching in my scraps? I've got some scraps here from Patty at the Bumbling Crafter. And let's see if there's anything thick enough in here, scrap-wise. Let's see. Oh, here's something. And there's something. Let's just see what we got with that. Okay. Are they long enough? Yes. So let's just use this one. And look again. It was 1.5 this way. So let's go. Oh, hold on here. We're going to go 1.5 is right about there. Okay. And then we have 5.5. So where's 5.5? There it is. I don't want to cut that pretty end off. So let's go this way to 5.5. There we go. So now we've got 2. That's good enough. 2 is enough. So we have our open tea bag template. Remember? Open tea bag, and they fit in there. I happen to have 3. No, here it is. 3. Okay. Now, so that's that template. This, after you do it once, it really is easier. Then grab some paper, scrap paper that's ugly, because we're not going to see this. This is going to be what helps us get the, what do you call it, paperclip to stay inside. So let's just, what do I have here? I've got, well, this is an ugly scrap. And so what you want to do is just simply cut your next piece slightly smaller than that. That's all. So it depends on, all tea bags are a different size. So don't go by my measurements. And so like this here, I just want it a little smaller. So I think what I'll do is I'm just going to kind of go like that. And then I can rip here. Okay, and I may as well go all the way across. And then I can rip right here. If your paper's thicker and you need to use your cutter, go for it. Again, remember, it's not going to be seen, so it's not a big deal. And actually, we could make another one, couldn't we? Let's just put that right there. Perfect. And so now we have the inner template. Done. All right. So, and actually, I had more sitting here. Oops. So we've got a few different templates going on now, right? So let's just start making this. So we have our open tea bag. What are we going to do next? Well, we're going to take one of these inners, fold it in half, and we're going to take one of these. I'm going to grab this one, fold it in half. There we go. I'm going to, you don't have to do this part, but I do it. You're going to take your corner rounder and just round the back corners there and do the same thing here. Again, remember, you don't have to do that part. Okay, now, here's where this comes in. We're going to hold this up here, okay? Line it up, and we're going to cut off the sides. And then again, here's the fold. So let's do this smaller one. and just line it up as best as you can. I mean, it's not going to be perfect because it's not as wide as this template, and that's totally fine. Okay, so now we don't need this. With this here, we are now going to open it up and glue it in here. But I want you to watch something. So I'm too far away. Okay. When we glue this tea bag on top, if you want what's in there to show really well, do some stamping, some coloring, some markings, whatever you want. Maybe you want to come around and do some edging. Totally up to you, but you don't have to. It doesn't matter that much. Like your scrapbook paper, if we were to use this one and fold it, let's see, this would be our innard. Okay, and I'm not going to do the edges. If that one was going to be our innard, and you lay this over top, it's scrapbook paper. So can you see what's in there? Nope, barely. But it doesn't matter because we can decorate the outside. We're just using up our scraps to make some fun tea bag, bookmark, hidden paperclip-ish things. So I'm going to grab my glue, and I'm just going to kind of glue around the edges. No perfection needed. There we go. And you could lay it down on top like that, or you could take this and lay it on top like this. And you do want to get it as flat as possible if you want to see the image in there. See? You can just barely see it. And then on this side, what we're going to do is we're going to put some glue on the edges here. Whoa. And again, there is no need for perfection. We just want glue all over because we're going to fold this side in. And again, try and get it as flat as you can. There we go. Fold this side in. See how flat you can get it. And now we've got this, sticking up here. Okay. Cut it off or glue it. I'm just going to glue it. Oh my, come on. There we go. And if you're like me and you use too much glue, just grab a paper towel. Get some of that extra glue off. Okay, we've got this, right? Well, now turn it upside down. Okay, so you're looking at where we just glued. Grab your scissors, and you see right there where there's the tag shape, just make a little cut and do it on the other side. There we go. And then we're going to grab our glue. And what we're going to do is push and see how it separates. One goes on one side and one goes on the other. Do it again over here. Push, push. There we go. Now when we fold it, we have that tag shape. And let's put our lid on the glue real quick. Okay, now we're going to work with our inner piece here. Grab a paper clip. Does not matter what size paper clip. I'm using the 2-inch. We're going to put it on like this. Now this is where I will sometimes grab a piece of scrap paper and just put it in between there because I use too much glue, and when it, not if, but when it oozes out, then it's not going to ooze out and make it so that the papers are stuck together and you now can't use it as a paper clip. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just put it like that. And then here's what we're going to do. We're going to get glue all over the edges. And then a good amount inside here. And then we're going to take this, kind of fold it, you see? And we're going to, oh, look, my little staple. There we go. We're going to place it directly over the top of this. Okay. And then we're going to press down. And we want to press until that glue grabs a hold. And if you need to, maybe move it for a second and then keep squashing. There we go. And now we can come over here and do this side. And I'm going to put a little glue here. And on the edges again. And in the middle, because I want it to stick down really good. And then let's go ahead and put our lid on the glue. And there we go. And squish some more. Okay, now let's take it off, give it a good squish, and then just put it in here again. Make sure nothing is stuck. All right, so we have the basic idea, the basic concept. Now I am seeing the end is kind of wonky. So if you wanted to chop that off, you can. I mean, or you can leave it wonky. Just come in, zoop, there you go. Yeah, totally up to you. And then where we rounded the corners, you could come and cut that tea bag so that it matches. But again, you don't have to do that part. It's kind of just a extra step. Now, what would we do next? Well, decorate however you would want to decorate. And I would decorate both sides personally. Something like these were in what Patty sent me. And I could tear this butterfly kind of like I'm fussy cutting, but I'm tearing. And let's see what I also had something else. Okay, she had given me this. So let's tear a piece of this. And maybe I'll just rip this edge. Oh, you couldn't see what I was doing. And rip this edge. And I think I'm going to go ahead and rip it a little more. Okay. And then what I could do is maybe just grab some glue. I'll just decorate one side with you. Just put a scrap there. Oh, you want me to decorate the other side with you too? Okay, I can do that. And then maybe, let's just give this some glue and we'll put the butterfly on that. And then maybe like that. Get it to stick down. And then I've got this little word sentiment here, says lovely. And I'm going to just give the edges a little bit of ink. And then glue. Okay. And I think then I'm going to grab another little piece of this scrap. And, just put it right there. And I have a little bit sticking off the edge. That's okay. And then I know I was only going to do the one side, but you want the other as well. So let's turn it over. And why not? I'm not even, see, I'm not overthinking this. I'm just doing it, okay? We're going to put that there. Sometimes it's fun to just go for it and not overthink. We'll put this one here. And why not? Let's grab this little piece. like that. And then we have this thing that says big girl. Okay. And we could put that there. Okay. Now, we could poke a hole in here and tie some string or something, but here's what I was thinking. I'm thinking, why don't we grab a little bit of, well, wait a minute. Let's grab our color wheel and see what is the opposite of this blue is going to be kind of a pinky red. And I happen to have some of this, what do you call it? Baker's twine, is that what it is? I have that. So let's go ahead and get our awl, and I will poke a hole after all. And, well, let's make sure that we are, okay, I'm gonna, there, see some sticking off the page, and then I can poke a hole. Watch your finger on the other side. Come on, pokey pokey. And then let's take some of this, chop it off. Can we get it in there? Oh, yay, we did. And then let's just tie a knot. I wasn't going to show you the decorating part because everybody knows how to decorate, but I thought, maybe you might need an idea. So here we are, decorating. All right. We're going to put that scrap back with Patty's stuff. There we go. And then, remember I said, if you keep this, watch what we can do. We can go ahead and connect this right away. Or, since we're kind of trying to go with opposite contrasting colors, why don't we, this happens to be that scrap, and it's contrasting color, so why don't we glue that down there? Oh, we've got a paper clip. No, it is not a paper clip, Dawn. It is a, hello, staple. It's early morning here. I have not had enough coffee. Oh, wait. No. Dawn, see, I have not had enough coffee. Glue it to the other side. Because then we cut it. There we go. There we go. See? And then, oh, we could do right here. So it's like that on both sides. Let's do it. Okay. Oh, but wait. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do it this way this time. Okay. And then cut around the edges carefully. There we go. And I'm so excited because we're using some of my Just the Bits and some of Patty's. I will say thank you to those of you who have wanted to swap bits with me. I love getting other people's scraps. I know it sounds silly, but it is what it is. And then should we put a little, let's just do it. I know. What are you doing, Dawn? Well, I'm just decorating the tag some more. There we go. And maybe we'll do the other side. Let's just grab a piece. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and shut our glue. Come back to this here, okay? Get those out of the way. And then what we do, is staple that on there. Do I have my little stapler out? I do not. Okay, so I would use a little stapler, you know, the Tim Holtz one. But since I don't have it out right now, here's what we could do instead. We could grab some washi tape. Let me just look and see if I have anything. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I've got this. So what we could do is just grab, I think one piece is good enough, but then we need some good glue. This is, what glue is this? This is art glitter glue that I just put in a smaller bottle. And we'll put that on there. Press down really good, let that glue take a hold. And put the lid back on our glue here. And then we have a tea bag paper clip. Now, for me, I think I would want to do something else on this side. I do know Patty sent me some little things here. What all is in here? I'm seeing, oh, here's a little bag. And I am seeing a blue butterfly right here. Oh, there's 4 of them. What? It's shiny. What is this? Is this a sticker? It must be. Don't you think? Maybe not. Maybe it's like something out of a book page. I don't know. Because if it was a sticker, I still would be struggling. So, dun 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 dun. Let's just cut one of these little girls out. Stick that back in here. And we'll just kind of fussy cut it. I am not very good at fussy cutting. So I almost always have a white border left over. But you know what? It doesn't bother me at all. Is there anybody out there that really enjoys fussy cutting and it's like what you do in your quiet time because it's relaxing? That's not me. I'll do it. I don't want to do it, but I will. And do I do it in my like downtime? Yeah. When my husband's watching TV, but I want to be in his presence. Yeah. Oh, I will go ahead and sit and fussy cut things. There we go. Does it need anything else, do you think? Maybe, aha, I have an idea. Maybe it just needs a little bit of black ink and a stamp. Let me just open my, whoops. I'm going to open my stamp drawer and see what I have. I've got a little leaf. We could just do that. There we go. I think that's fine like that. But I do think this needs a little something. So I'm going to put my little tiny leaf back. And why don't I just grab this? I don't even know. I don't know. It's some sort of a Tim Holtz stamp. Don't ask me what one, because it just hangs out. And then what it leaves is that. So there we go. Yay! We made one. So I will tell you, I know it's a lot of instructions. It seems overwhelming, but I will tell you this, guys, it's not. Once you kind of do your first one and get the idea down, then it's like, oh, this is a lot easier than Dawn made it seem. And you'll kind of giggle at me, and that is quite all right. So let me grab Patty's bag of scraps and put this back. Trying to keep things organized. So there we are. We have, where'd the other one go? Haha. Here it is. Oof. Hello. Move over, Rover. Oh, maybe we'll look at these. Like this side. There we go. There are our tea bag, hidden paper clips from tea bags with just the bits, right? As well as how do you do art. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a bunch of these because I love them. I think it's fabulous. If you would like the exact instructions written down for you, go ahead and send me an email. I'll leave my email in the description box below. That way, I can just shoot you a copy of the approximate instructions. And if you want this sent to you in an email so you can print it out, so you don't have to go looking for one, I can do that as well. Just shoot me an email. So, I shall see you tomorrow or the next day. And for now, let's grab a Bible verse of the day. It is Psalm 27, verse 10. Even if my father and mother abandon me, the Lord will hold me close. Good one, good one. All right. Bye, guys.